Good morning, students. Today I am going to teach Commerce Unit 2 Financial Markets, Lesson number 4 Introduction to Financial Markets. What is our first chapter? First lesson is Principles of Management. What is our second chapter? Is a Functions of Management. So third chapter is MPO and MBE. Okay, now you see the fourth chapter is Introduction to Financial Markets. First, tell me what is mean by market? What is mean by market? So market means is a place. Market is a place where goods are exchanged from. It's a place where exchange of goods and services is a market. Market means is a place where goods are exchanges. Goods are exchanges from one person to another is a market. What is mean by marketing? So marketing means is the activities involved flow exchange of goods and services. What is mean by marketing means is the activities involved exchange of goods and services. Now you see what is mean by financial markets. What is mean by financial markets? So financial markets is a place where exchange of financial instruments. Financial market is a institution. Financial market is a institution. Exchange of financial instruments. Exchange of financial instruments is a financial markets. What is mean by financial market means it is a market where exchange of financial instruments from one person to another persons. Okay, which one is called your financial instruments? What is meant by financial instruments? So financial instruments are shares, debentures, bonds, and government bonds, etc. Government bonds, etc. is a financial instruments. Financial instruments. Financial market is a place where exchange of financial instruments. Which one is called a financial instruments? Financial instruments means is a shares, debentures, bonds, and government bonds, etc. Okay, so what is mean by shares? Shares means is a part of capital. Shares means is a part of capital or unit of capital or fraction of capital is a shares. What is mean by shares means is a part of capital, unit of capital or fraction of capital is a shares. So we will say one examples. The share capital of the company is rupees 10 lakhs, which can be divided. Rupees share capitals of the company is rupees 10 lakhs. This 10 lakhs which can be divided into 10,000 shares of rupees 100 each. Rupees 100 each. What is the shares value? Share capital of the company is rupees 10 lakhs. The 10 lakhs which can be divided 10,000 shares of rupees 100 each. That means what is the one share price is rupees 100. Okay, one shares price is rupees 100. What is the 10,000 shares price? So 10,000 shares price is rupees 10 lakhs. The person who can buy the share from the company, the persons is called as shareholders of the companies or one of the members of the company. The shareholders or the real owners of the companies. The shareholders has to be the one of the real owner of the companies. So that is called as shares. Now, what is mean mean by debentures? So debentures means is a long-term debt of the companies. So every companies shares is also help to raise the capital of the companies. What is the persons who buy the shares? The persons is called as shareholders of the companies. So why the shareholder? What is the benefit of the shareholders? The shareholders are earn dividend from the companies. Earn dividend from the company. What is mean by dividend? Dividend means is a part of the profit of the companies. Okay. What is the next one is a debentures. Debentures means is a long-term loan. Long-term loan bond. What is the benefit? The persons who buy the debenture bond, the persons is called a debenture holders. This is one of the debt documents. Debt documents. What is the benefit of the debenture holders? Means the debenture holders are earn interest from the companies. Earn interest for this bond. And bond is also one of the promissory notes. This is also one of the debt documents. So government has to be raised for the funds. So the government has also to be issued the government bonds. So this is called a financial markets. So what is meant by financial markets means is a place where exchange of financial instruments is a financial markets. And then next one is the Indian financial systems. Our country, Indian financial systems. Who is the finance ministers? Now present finance minister who? So Nirmala Sitharaman. In Tamil Nadu, present finance minister O Pannirselvam. Okay, so Indian financial systems. Indian financial system can be classified into two sectors. Two sectors. So one is called a organized sectors. One is the organized sectors. Another one is unorganized sector. Unorganized sector. What is mean by organized sectors? Organized sectors means rules and regulations is passed by the government. Who govern the rules and regulations for these organized sectors? So rules and regulations are passed by the government is called organized sectors. What is in by unorganized sectors means the rules and regulations are not governed by the governments. So only the individuals has to be create his own rules and regulations. That sectors is called unorganized sectors. So rules and regulations are governed by the or passed by the government is the organized sectors. Okay, what are the examples of the organized sectors? Number one is a regulator. Regulator example is RBI. What is the abbreviation of the RBI? Reserve Bank of India. Another one is financial markets. Financial markets. What is the example of the financial market? It is a stock exchange. Financial market example is stock exchange. And then financial institution. Financial institutions. What is the example of the financial institutions is commercial banks, Indian Bank. This is an example of the financial institutions. And financial services. Financial services example is insurance company LIC. LIC is the example of the financial services. So these are all the organized sectors. These rules and regulations are passed by the governments. Okay, now I come to this. What is unorganized sectors? Unorganized sectors means is rules and regulations are not governed by the are not passed by the governments. What is the examples of this unorganized sectors? Example is money lenders. Money lenders and indigenous bankers. Money lenders means is also called a financiers, private financiers. Indigenous bankers means though this kind of bankers are not under the control of the RBI. The example is Marwadi, Nagai Adagu Kadai. That is called the unorganized sectors. These are all the examples of the money lenders. Okay, so this financial sectors or give the facilities, financial systems has to be give facilities to flow of funds. Flow of funds is organized sectors and unorganized sectors. And financial market is also under the organized sectors. Which sectors? Financial market is a organized sectors. And what is the next one is, what is the scope of the financial markets? What is meant by scope? Scope of the financial markets. So what scope means is objectives of the financial markets. So first one is, this financial markets provides financial clients to industrial sectors, government sectors, agriculture sectors, etc. And this financial markets has to be long term and short term, provide the long term and short term financial instruments to the public, and it leads to overall economic developments. This is the scope of the financial markets. And then next one is, what are the types of the financial markets? Types of financial markets? So first one is types of financial markets. First one is, on the basis of types of financial client. On the basis of types of financial client. On the basis of types of financial clients, you have here two types. In this basis, you have here two types. What is the number one is debt market. Another kind is here equity share market. Equity share market. So what is meant by debt market? Debt market means the debt means is called a loan. So debt instruments are traded. What is mean by debt market? What is the first types of the financial markets? First one is a debt market. Debt market means is a debt instruments are traded. Which one is called a debt instruments means is example is debentures. Debentures. So what is meant by debentures means is a long-term loan bond. Long-term loan bond is a debentures. And then what is the next kind is equity share market. I already explained what is mean by shares. Shares means is a part of the capital or unit of the capital or fraction of the capitals. So shares, you have here two kinds of shares. What are the two kinds of shares? So first kind is equity shares and second kind is preference shares. Preference shares. What is meant by equity shares? So equity shares is also called a ordinary shares. And preference shares means some preferential rights to this kind of shareholders. What are the preferential rights? This equity shareholders is also to be participate in the losses also. But preference shareholders are sometimes are not participate in the losses. Only they have been participate in the profit also. So this year profit is also paid to the next year also. Thus, that is called your preference shareholders. You have a many type of preference shareholders. I will explain later. Okay. Next one is equity. That is equity shares is this kind of markets are traded the equity shares. And then what is the next kind is on the basis of maturity of financial clients. Financial clients. You have here two types of in this on the basis of maturity of financial clients. Maturity means is the ending of the period. What are the two kinds of maturities is money market and capital market. Money market and capital market. So what is mean by money market? Money market means short-term securities are traded. Money market means the short-term securities. That is within 1 year the securities are to be repayable. That market is a money market. What is the examples of the money market is treasury bills, commercial papers. If a government has to be raised for the funds, government has to be, issue for this treasury bills and promissory notes to the public. So this is called a money market. What is meant by capital market? Capital market means is a long-term financial securities are to be traded in these kinds of markets. Long-term financial securities. Which one is your long-term financial securities? Example is shares, debentures. Shares you already know. Debentures means is one of the long-term debt of the companies. Okay, and then what is the next one is on the basis of time issue of financial plan. On the basis of what is the first one is on the basis of types of financial plans. Types of financial plans you have here two types, debt market and equity share market. On the basis of maturity of financial plans you have here two types, money market and capital market. And the next one is on the basis of time issue of financial plans is you have here two types. So what is the first one is here primary market and secondary markets. What is mean by primary market? Primary market means issue of new shares. Issue of new shares. This primary market is also called a new issue market. Primary market is also called a new issue market. The investors are directly buying the shares from the companies or directly deal with the companies. This is a primary market. What is mean by secondary market? Secondary market means is a resale of securities or traded in the primary markets. So already sale securities are to be traded in it is a secondary markets. So secondary markets example is a NSE. NSE means National Stock Exchange and Mumbai Stock Exchange. These are all the examples of the secondary market. And then what is the next one is on the basis of timing delivery of stock exchange. On the basis of timing delivery of stock exchange, you have here two types timing delivery of the stock exchange. First one is cash or spot transactions. Cash or spot transactions. See this word spot means immediate settlement. Spot cash transactions or spot transactions. That means the transactions ought to be immediately. That is a cash or spot transactions. Next kind is future or forward market. Futures or forward market. So futures or forward market means the settlements are predetermined period. That is a next year future period or next year's, that is called a future or forward markets. And then what is the last kind? So what is the last kind is on the basis of organization structure of the financial markets. In this basis you have here two types. So first one is exchange traded market. Exchange traded market. Another kind is over the counter market, that is here OTCEI. OTCEI means the over counter and exchange of India. So what is mean by exchange traded markets? Exchange traded markets means the organizations are centralized with standard procedures. In this exchange traded markets are followed the standard procedures. For example, stock exchange. Example is stock exchange. But OTC is the over-the-counter exchange of India is not followed for this centralized procedures is not to be followed. So this over and counter exchange of India is outside the stock exchange. So outside the stock exchange means all the dealings is only for the computers, mobile, telephones. So that is a over and counter exchange of India. So these are all the types of the financial markets. First, what is mean by financial markets? So financial markets means is a place where financial say, instruments are traded. So what are the financial instruments? Financial instruments are shares, debentures, bonds, government bonds, etc. So this what is mean by shares? Shares means is a part of the capital, a fraction of the capital and a unit of the capitals. And what is the next one is what is the scope of the financial markets? Financial markets are provide facilities to this government, government sectors, agriculture sectors and industrial sectors. And also it provide long-term and short-term financial claims. And it lead to help for the overall financial developments. And what are the types of the financial markets? You have here 5 types. What is the first one is called here on the basis of types of the financial markets as a debt market, equity market. Debt market means the debt instruments are traded. Equity market means equity shares are to be traded. What is another kind? The second kind is on the basis of maturity of financial plans. In this case, you have here 2 types. One is a money market and a capital market. What is money market means short-term securities are to be traded. What is a capital market is long-term securities are traded. So money market examples is a treasury bills, commercial paper, certificate of deposits. So capital market is a long-term shares and debentures is examples for this capital market. And the next, on the basis of time of issue of financial claims. You have here 2 types. One is for the primary market, another one is a secondary market. Primary market means is a issue of new shares. That is a new issue market. Secondary market means resale of securities are traded in the primary market. And then next one is on the basis of timing delivery of financial markets. So in this basis you have here 2 kinds. One is for the cash market or spot market. Another one is called here for future market or forward markets. So cash market or spot market means is a immediate settlements are to be made. And spot market or future market means is settlements are in predetermined period. And then what is the last kind is on the basis of organizational structure of the financial markets. So you have here 2 kinds: exchange of trade market. Another kind is OTCE. OTCE abbreviation is over the counter exchange of India. In this exchange of traded market is a centralized centralized organizations with their standard procedures are to be followed. But over and counter exchange of India is a decentralized markets. Decentralized markets are outside the stock exchange, are not outside the stock exchange, are not follow the procedures. It's a decentralized over and counter markets is a outside the stock exchange is a deal with the computers. So that's all for the students. Thank you.